Hello everyone, how the fuck are you? This is Vulgar Knits with another knitting tutorial. I'm going to show you how to knit today. We'll recap real quickly how to cast on. It's simple and I don't have to go into detail, I don't think. If I do, then I don't know, you suck, I guess. Where is the end? Fucking close your ears, little bub. You don't want to hear this. Yes, I'm knitting in front of a pillow of Little Bub because she's awesome, and deal with it. Alright, so casting on. Again, you're going to want to figure out about how much yarn you need if you're going to be using the long tail cast on, which is the easiest one to learn when you're starting out. So you just kind of judge about how much you're going to need for about 10 stitches. Easy way to find out. So you take it, you wrap around however many times you want to, like, you know, use your to find your length of yarn. I don't know how many I got there. And then that's about 10 stitches. But let's see here. I'm going to cast on 20 or so today. Here, a little extra. And slip knot. Everybody knows how to slip knot. If you don't, shoot yourself in the face. I'm kidding. Don't shoot yourself in the face. That doesn't work. You gotta go temple or up, mouth, whatever. Anyways, casting on. You make the little V there, come down like this, so it's kind of upside down A, and you're going to be going under the thumb, pulling that yarn through and tie in. So we got 2 stitches on the needle already because the first one is the slip stitch. 2, 3, 4, fuck off of there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway there, 11, 12, how many was that? Were you keeping count? I didn't. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, I think I did exactly, maybe not even enough, 18, 19, 20, and I got a little tiny tail. Alright, so we got our cast on stitches. Now we're going to start knitting. Actually, I'm going to teach you, I guess, the American style. I hate knitting like this. It's slow. I don't do that stupid, whatever, flippy finger thing that gives old ladies weird knuckles and shit like that. So I actually throw it over, which there's different ways. Either you're doing this thing or they call it throwing because you actually let go of this needle. Some do, some don't. Let go of the needle and you throw the yarn over the needle that you need to throw it over to do the knit stitch, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, so when you're knitting, you want to look at these loops on your knitting needle. This is the front, this is the back. When you're doing standard knitting, and if you've cast it on in the way that I cast on, and if you're going to be doing all your knit stitches a certain way, usually you're only going into the front of the loop here. And depending on what stitch you're doing is depending on which direction you're going to go into the front of it. Now the knit, you go from the front to the back. And you go to the back by the way of under this needle that has all the stitches on it. Alright, so you take it like this, stick it in the loop, from front to back and underneath. Now, a lot of people hold this yarn in different ways. You're going to find, you might watch videos that show you one way. It's going to feel awkward. You're going to feel like you can't have no control of it. Because I don't knit this way normally, I really don't do all the weird thingies like this and twisting all around. I literally just, maybe I do give it like a little wrap, but sometimes it's different and everything. You just kind of wrap it and you want to hold it in that hand. You just want to hold it there so you don't lose it, because it's going to be going around here in a second. Alright, so now what you're going to want to do is take this yarn and the needle that you inserted into the loop, you're going to take this underneath it, up and over, and between the two there. And I usually do it like that, and I kind of pull it down a little bit, not too tight, but that's how I do my tension because I don't wrap it around my fucking hand a million times. So I pull it down like that, and you're going to want to come back through the loop like this, and you can see it start to pull up, and then you take that loop that you originally went in through off the hook. So then you're left with a new loop essentially. Don't worry about that, that's just the tail that you started out with there. You're left with a new loop onto the right hook. And it's a new loop in the sense that this consists of the yarn that you threw over this needle. Alright, so one more time, we go in from front to back, making a little X there. Go under and between. And then you're going to want to go like this. So you're pulling through that string there, and then the loop that you went through the first time, pull that off. And now you have 2 knit stitches. Now I'm going to do a few more, not really give like a full description of what I'm doing, but I'm still going to do them slow. So you're going to go in, around and down, and then through. So you're kind of pulling that other string through and off. And there you go, you got 3 knit stitches on. Alright, one more time. And then I'm going to go faster. Alright, there. And in between. And then through, so you're pulling that string through, and then off. And you might know when you're starting out, you're going to have you're either going to be too loose or too tight. And don't think that you're going to just start knitting and like knit a pattern. If you knit, even if it's a simple pattern where you're just knitting or you're just purling, you're not going to be able to do that right away. You're just going to be knitting stitches just straight across, or practicing purl stitches, practicing knit stitches until you come out with a square that doesn't look messed up, doesn't look like it's melted or something. Alright, so there, and off, and off, and underneath, between the two, through there, and then off. Alright, now I'm going to finish this row, and then I will do one more row, I guess fast without explaining what I'm doing, and then I will show you how I knit. I'm not going to show you how to knit Continental, but I'll show you how I do knit. So, you know, further videos after this, you understand, like, that's how I'm going to be knitting if you're one of those perverts that just wants to watch people with their hands and stuff like that, but you know. So, let's see here. Knitting across. I should not have put on so many stitches. That's okay. I hate knitting like this. I only knit like this sometimes if like I need to. Like if I'm doing if you're working with several different colors of yarn, and you're doing like a pattern, like what kind of, I can't remember what kind of knit it is. Is it Norwegian? Is it whatever? I can't remember. You're doing several different colors. And sometimes it's good to, if you're going to be going like back and forth from colors, you use the strand from one color in this hand, and then you can have the strand from the other color in this hand. So when you're knitting these stitches, you just use this hand and you knit them Continental, and then when you're knitting this color, you just knit regular. And essentially what I'm doing here is called the garter stitch, is when you knit both sides. When you're knitting a project, even if you're knitting in the round, which is like when you're making hats with the circular needles, which are the needles attached to the little, you know, plastic or wire or whatnot, you got a front, you know, the front of your, you know, work, the right side and the wrong side, so the front and the back. So this would be, I guess, the first round going over. This is the front side. There is a cast on method, so you don't have like this weird edge here. So if your you know, front facing side is a knit, you don't have this weird edge to it. I remember learning a while back. I can't remember now, but we'll see if I figure it out. Alright, so turning this around, when you start the rows, all the work is always going to be, all the work that's completed already is going to be in your left hand. Everything new is going to be going in your right hand. Alright, so see, I'm already trying to grab the yarn with my right hand here to knit Continental, but We will do one more row quickly without explanation with my right hand here. Alright, knit, back, knit. Oh, it's so sluggish when I knit like this. I'm tripping over myself. Alright. Little was a cute kitty. I love kitties. I've never been able to get fast knitting this way ever. I mean, I've gotten faster, but I can't do this weird, let's see, what do they do? It's like wrapped around here, and like their fingers like way up here or something, and they're like, I don't even know. I can't do it. It hurts just to look at it. Hey, you never know. You'll watch other videos maybe, and maybe you'll figure out how to do that. I cannot do that. Almost done with this row. And by the time I get to the next row after this, you'll see what a garter stitch looks like, where it looks like not necessarily fish scales. It's like a wavy sort of pattern where it looks more like a pearl stitch straight across. It doesn't look like that typical knit V pattern. Alright, there. And we're done with that row as well. Alright, turning around. And now this is how I knit. I don't even know if I knit. It's like a sort of a continental. I mean, I've seen continental done this way, and they put their finger like way up like this. Anytime I've ever like crocheted or anything, I've never been able to do like this weird finger up, yarn up thing. I don't know, maybe I got short fingers? I don't know. So, but I usually keep the string like really tight, close to my finger, almost right to the work. And you're pretty much doing the same. You're going into the stitch, you're going around, but instead of coming through the front here, you're just holding it to the back still. And you go through this like that. And actually, it's a lot of times I don't even wrap. I just kind of put it in and scoop up with the right needle. So we'll go faster here. I don't knit really fast. I've seen faster knitters, but I mean, I get work done pretty quick. This is how I do continental. I think because like with regular continental, you're supposed to be like keeping the right still, and you do everything with the left, like that or something, but I don't know. This is kind of like, I knit like this because I learned how to crochet first. So you're using, at least I'm right-handed, you know, you're using the hook to like, you know, do all the stitches and stuff like that with your right hand. You're used to moving that. Alright, so this is what it looks like when you do all knit stitch. You get this garter stitch thing, which kind of, like I said, makes like little waves. It looks more like little rows of pearls, but there are knit stitches in there. It's just they get kind of sandwiched between the pearl stitch that happens from the other side, because when you knit, the opposite side is a pearl. So, you know, if you don't know what those two stitches are, if you're just learning how to knit here, if you do one row and you look on the other side right here, this little like I guess, you know, they call them pearls because they look like little bumps, almost like little rounded bumps, stuff like that. Those are pearls. So when you learn how to purl, that's what they're gonna look like. Alright, so was it enough? Was it enough to kind of show you how to knit? I think so. It shouldn't be too hard to learn. But like I said, I'm just here to, you know, have fun with my videos and not be too stuffy and say fuck you to my yarn when it's fucking up and say, little Bubba, love you, little Tucker, so cute. Alright. Okay, so have a good night, everybody. Have fun knitting. Don't get too fucking pissed like I do sometime. Don't worry, we will get to a point where we're explaining how to fix fuck-ups, and I don't even know if I fix fuck-ups well enough or not. Alright, have a great night, and thanks for watching.